Is Microsoft planning multiple Xbox gaming events this year? A fan favorite series finally gets its release date. A DLC leaks for an Xbox exclusive, and PlayStation is publishing a game on Xbox consoles. What is going on? There's a lot here to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? It's Randall419, the man with a million, back again with another video. I hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you guys for all the continued support. It means the world to me. Well, this last week wasn't a lot of fun. The Chicagoland area got hit with a major snowstorm, so I spent a lot of my time shoveling, and when I wanted to make videos, unfortunately, my internet was down for quite some time. Damn you, Comcast. But we're back up and rolling, and I figured I needed to make a new video going over all the things that I missed this week, and there is actually quite a lot. We finally got to see the Mass Effect Legendary Edition in action. They released trailers and screens comparing the original to the remaster, and we got the release date. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later on, as well as the fact that PlayStation is publishing a game on Xbox. A former PlayStation exclusive is now going to be on Xbox in a couple months. And the big focus of this video is going to be about how potentially Microsoft might be planning multiple Xbox gaming events, and we're going to be getting to that right after we talk about this DLC leak for Forza Horizon 4 and how it might actually set up the idea of Forza Horizon 5 actually launching at the end of this year. A couple days ago, a Twitter user noticed that there was a new car pack on the store for Forza Horizon 4 titled the Hot Wheels Pack. And if you paid attention to my Xbox 2021 preview prediction video, I did say that there would be new DLC coming from Forza Horizon 4, specifically of the Hot Wheels variety. But whether or not this is just a car pack or an expansion is yet to be seen. Well, this article comes to us from Windows Central. You can check it out there. They said that uncovered today on Twitter by AR12 Gaming, the 6 car pack features 2 Jets 2018 Hot Wheels, a Chevrolet LUV 1972 Hot Wheels, an International Harvester 1969 Hot Wheel, a 1957 Nash Metropolitan Hot Wheels, an AM Roadster 1957 Hot Wheel, and a Ford F5 dually custom 1949 Hot Wheels. All of these cars will expand the growing lineup of cars available in the full Forza Horizon 4 car list, which is already fairly sizable. And the tweet says, looks like a Hot Wheels themed content pack is on the way to Forza Horizon 4 after all. The below images surfaced today suggesting the arrival may not be too far away, with a total of 6 cars planned. Windows Central went on to say that although it's always worth taking unofficial sources and rumors with a grain of salt, this particular DLC has been known to us as a possibility for some time. However, we were unsure whether or not it was going to be a full expansion as seen with Forza Horizon 3. Still, this car pack doesn't completely rule out the possibility of another full Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 4 down the line. We'll have to wait and see. So we certainly know that the Forza Horizon 4 Hot Wheels DLC car pack is a real thing, but the only question we have now is, will there be an expansion to go with it? And if there was an expansion set to launch for Forza Horizon 4 in a couple months, that probably does rule out the idea of Forza Horizon 5 launching later this year. But if it's just a car pack for Forza Horizon 4 and not an expansion, then the likelihood of Forza Horizon 5 releasing this holiday just got more realistic. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments below. But next up, I want to talk about Xbox gaming events. Will there be multiple, or will there only be a singular one that replaces E3? Well, we got an article from The Verge that says Microsoft is planning special gaming, cloud, and Windows events in the coming months. Microsoft is planning a series of news events over the coming months that will focus on categories like gaming, cloud, and Windows. The Verge has learned that Microsoft is dedicating time to particular categories at a time when the pandemic has halted in-person events. Microsoft's first event will take place later this week, focusing on what's next for work and Microsoft 365. The company is planning similar events that focus on what's next for its cloud ambitions, as well as gaming, Windows, and security in the coming months. Microsoft typically discusses a broad range of its products at events like Ignite or Build, and this will continue, but these separate events are designed to highlight what its project changes mean for entire categories. Microsoft also has big plans for gaming in general throughout 2021, especially with this Xbox Game Pass and xCloud work. Microsoft's dedicated gaming event will likely focus on the company's plans to expand xCloud and its gaming efforts in a year that will see a reimagined E3 take place. So we know that Xbox is definitely going to have a dedicated gaming event sometime around the time E3 is supposed to take place, but could there be more? A couple weeks ago on Major Nelson's podcast, he talked about the idea of having more developers on his show and how they're going to be pretty busy throughout the year with all the different events that will be coming up, which led people to speculate that perhaps Microsoft has more than one gaming event planned for Xbox this year. Now, perhaps Major Nelson was referring to Inside Xbox, and maybe they're going to bring that back more often because Xbox is going to be releasing a lot of content later in this year, and especially in 2022 and beyond. Xbox is going to be rolling in content, and they're going to want to let people know what is coming. So bringing back Inside Xbox as events, quote unquote, probably does make sense a little bit later on in the year, but a lot of Xbox's events, at least for this year, are going to be digital. And since these events will be digital, and they don't need to take place at E3 on a stage, and who knows if E3 even comes back, Microsoft doesn't have to stick to that summer format. They can spread out announcements if they want. In a normal year before the pandemic, you would go to E3 and you would have that one main gaming event where you would have all your surprises and announcements. But the world has changed, and how these companies are going to do events is probably going to change with it. I mean, just this past year, Microsoft held 2 events. A May showcase which featured some indie titles that were going to be launching console exclusive to Xbox, like Bright Memory Infinite, The Ascent, Scorn, and some others. We got our first look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then later in July, we got a first look at a whole bunch of new games from Xbox's first-party studios, where they said everything in the show is going to be launching day one on Game Pass. And even PlayStation was getting into multiple events. They had a show in June, and then they had a show in September. And Nintendo, of course, has multiple directs within a calendar year to showcase to gamers what is coming to the Switch platform. So with all that said, I do think it's a possibility that Xbox hosts multiple events in the same way that Nintendo hosts multiple directs and Sony hosts multiple state of plays. And Microsoft certainly has a lot of announcements that they need to make this year. A lot of people are going to be expecting gameplay from already announced titles like Hellblade 2 and Evolve, and that doesn't even include anything from Bethesda like Wolfenstein 3, Starfield, etc., etc. So in my opinion, I think Microsoft is going to be looking to spread those announcements over a couple events. Maybe they keep the same format as last year, where they have a smaller event set in May with some announcements from their first party, as well as new announcements from indie partners, and then a bigger gaming event in June or July to showcase all the great content coming to Xbox in the next couple years. And speaking of Bethesda, a lot of people are wondering when that deal will actually close, and it looks like it might be sooner rather than later, because the European Union will be looking to approve that deal really soon. EU antitrust regulators will decide by March 5th whether to clear Microsoft's $7.5 billion acquisition of Zenimax Media, the US tech giant's biggest gaming acquisition, to better compete with Sony Corp's PlayStation. Microsoft requested European Commission approval for the deal on January 29th, a filing on the EU executive's website showed, and the EU competition enforcer can clear the deal with or without concessions during its preliminary review, or it can open a full-scale investigation if it has serious concerns. In my Xbox 2021 preview video, I said that the Bethesda deal would close sometime in February, no later than March, and it certainly seems like that prediction might end up being true. I really don't expect any trouble from the European Union on this. They're going to give it a once-over and approve it, and then once US regulators approve the deal and it officially closes, Phil Spencer and the team at Xbox are going to have to answer the question that's on everybody's mind: will the games be exclusive, and when is Starfield coming out? And for those of you who love Mass Effect, finally, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is a remaster of the 3 games, will be hitting Xbox Series X on May 14th. And we actually have a trailer here running showing the differences between the original version and the remastered version. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition includes single-player based content and over 40 DLC from the highly acclaimed Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3 games, including promo weapons, armors, and packs remastered and optimized for 4K Ultra HD. Your choices seamlessly travel from one game to the next. Each decision you make will control the outcome of every mission, every relationship, and every battle, and even the fate of the galaxy itself. You can create and customize your own character, from appearance and skills to a personal arsenal, then lead your elite recon squad across the galaxy in turmoil. Relive the cinematic saga in stunning 4K with enhanced visuals, textures, and models, including modern graphic improvements, updated user interface, and more. I can't wait to replay this trilogy. However, I am wondering one thing. Did they change the gameplay and combat for Mass Effect 1? Because that hasn't aged well whatsoever. And to wrap up the video, and something I thought I would never see, PlayStation is publishing MLB The Show 2021 on Xbox, launching April 20th. Now, this is a game that has been exclusive to the PlayStation consoles for like ever. And the fact that this Sony franchise will be making its debut on Xbox is very weird to see. So it's going to be launching on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on April 20th. The PS4 and Xbox One version is going to be $59.99, and then of course the PS5 and Xbox Series X next-gen versions will be $10 more at $69.99. No mention of Nintendo Switch version, and no mention of a PC version, even though we already knew this was going to happen last year. MLB and Sony came to an agreement. Most likely Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association wanted this game to be on more platforms and played by everybody. And in a surprise move, crossplay will be enabled between Xbox and PlayStation. So if you're on the Series X, you can play against people on the PS5. PS4 players can play against anybody on the Xbox One. And it's kind of shocking that crossplay comes to baseball before EA or 2K can get crossplay into Madden, FIFA, or NBA 2K series. But then again, I would imagine financials come a lot into this. Anybody buying microtransactions on the Xbox version of MLB The Show will directly benefit Sony and its studios, whereas Sony doesn't get a cut of anybody that buys something for FIFA Ultimate Team on the Xbox. So I guess it makes sense in that context. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all these news stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell if you always want to be notified whenever I drop a video like this. Please share this out on Twitter and social media, or tell a friend about the channel. If you want to take the support for the channel even further, you can always hit the join button, where you will get access to channel badges and emotes for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every single Friday with Jez Corden from Windows Central. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.